Most people do not say it out loud, but they feel it. Being alive is strange. You did not ask to be here. Yet here you are. You have to eat, answer messages, pay for things, keep up, be kind, stay calm, figure out the future, and somehow also enjoy it. And when life feels heavy, a lot of advice comes with a serious face. Improve yourself. Fix yourself. Optimize your habits. Build a perfect plan. It can start to feel like you are a worker in your own life, clocking in every day to manage yourself. The context here is a culture that treats the self like a project with endless updates. Like a phone that always needs a new version. But there is another way to look at it, and it begins with a simple shift. Not, how do I become better every day, but, who am I today and who can I be with today? That shift sounds small. But it changes what you chase. Insight 1 is the surface idea that friendship is work. Not work like a job. Work like attention. Work like choosing. We talk about romantic love as something you maintain. You check in. You repair. You learn each other again and again. But friendship is often treated like magic. Like it should just happen. Like if it is real, it will survive without effort. And then people reach their 30s and life tightens. The calendar fills. The energy gets smaller. The weak ties break first. The quick hello friends. The lunch break friends. The friend you only saw because you both went to the same place every week. Suddenly you have to choose friendship on purpose or it fades. This can feel sad at first. But it is also honest. It is a reminder that love is not only romance. Love is also the person who thinks of you when there is no special reason. Love is the message that says I saw this and it made me think of you. Love is the small act that makes your day softer. A postcard. A voice note. A silly photo. Not because it is impressive, but because it is proof you exist in another person's mind. That is a very deep kind of safety. Insight 2 is the hidden assumption many of us carry. That self-improvement is the same as self-respect. That if you stop improving, you are falling behind. But there is a difference between growth and self-policing. Growth can be gentle. Self-policing is never gentle. Self-policing turns life into a test you are always failing. It makes you look at other people like they are grading you. It makes you look at their lives like answers on their paper. And the moment you start comparing papers, you lose your own thread. You spend your energy guessing what is happening in someone else, and your own life becomes blurry. The irony is that this comparison does not even give useful information. You see their highlight. You do not see their fear. You see their confidence. You do not see their doubt. You see their public self. You do not see the quiet mess. And if you have lived long enough, you notice something. The most common scam is not money. It is the feeling that some people have it together. They do not. People can be a mess and still look powerful. People can be confused and still be in charge. People can be hurting and still be smiling. When you remember this, you stop worshiping the idea of having it together, and you start building something more real. Insight 3 is the structural pattern underneath it all. You cannot survive alone. It sounds dramatic, but it is practical. When the world is too much, the first instinct is to isolate. You think, I do not want to bother anyone. I should handle it myself. I should be strong. But isolation does not make you strong. It makes you quiet. And quiet is not the same as safe. Community is not a luxury. It is a tool. Friendship is not decoration. It is support. Not support that solves everything, but support that keeps you human. Even one person can change the shape of your week. One person you can tell the truth to. One person who can say, I get it, I am there too. One person who can laugh with you at the absurd parts. Because yes, life is serious. And yes, life is also absurd. You can be grieving and still laugh. You can be scared and still make jokes. You can be tired and still care. These emotions do not cancel each other out. They can sit next to each other in the same room. In fact, in many homes, they always have. Laughter is not always pure joy. Sometimes it is a pressure release. Sometimes it is a way of refusing to let fear run the whole show. Reframing is the next step. Instead of treating life as a solo journey where you must constantly improve, treat life as a shared situation where you must constantly relate. Not perform. Relate. That means you do not need a perfect identity to start. You just need honesty about where you are. When you tell the truth about your day, you make space for someone else to tell the truth too. And that is how community forms. Not through perfect branding. Through real signals. I am tired. I miss you. I want to be closer. I do not know how. Can we try something small? The practical application is almost boring, which is why it works. Say what you need. Say what you can give. If you are overwhelmed, name it. If time is tight, name it. Do not disappear and hope people understand. Most people do not understand silence. They fill it with stories. They assume rejection. They assume you are fine. But a simple sentence can protect a relationship. I love you. Life is doing a number on me. I am not very available right now. But I do not want to lose you. Then do one small thing that fits real life. Not a grand plan. A small repeatable gesture. A monthly call. A shared playlist. A message on the same day each week. A short voice note while walking to the store. A photo of something ordinary. A line that says thinking of you. These are tiny bridges. They hold more weight than we admit. Because they fight the main enemy, which is drift. Optional deepening is to notice how this same logic applies to creativity and identity. Many people think authenticity means having a fixed true self. But maybe authenticity is something you practice. It is choosing not to perform a perfect life. It is choosing not to pretend you are always okay. It is choosing humor when the world wants you to be self-serious. It is choosing community when the world tells you to compete. It is also choosing a job when you need money. There is no shame in that. Survival is not failure. It is the ground that lets art exist at all. Sometimes the bravest creative act is not quitting everything. It is staying in the world while keeping a small corner of freedom. A newsletter where you are the boss. A page where you tell the truth. A conversation where you do not pretend. And slowly, you build a life that fits you instead of a life that looks correct. And because life is messy, you keep returning to the same simple principle. You do not survive alone. You survive with people. You survive by letting yourself be seen. Not as a brand. As a person. And when you really accept how absurd it is that you are here at all, you can stop trying to win life like a contest and start treating it like a shared walk where you sometimes laugh, sometimes grieve, sometimes get lost, and still keep going together. So who is the one person you could reach out to this week with a simple honest message that says I am here and I want us to stay close?